In October of 2009, I felt a small lump in my right breast, and I didn't really think anything of it and kind of forgot about it for a couple weeks. And then I went to see the doctor, and he didn't think it was anything but fibrous tissue, but to play it safe, I went and had a mammogram. So the radiologist who reviewed all that said that his recommendation was just to follow it and do another mammogram in 6 months, and that it was just fibrous tissue. Despite what all the doctors said, I just felt as if I needed to have it checked anyway. The Thursday before Thanksgiving, I had a biopsy done, and she again assured me that it was nothing, but Monday night she called me on my cell phone at about 5:15 and said that the pathology report came back and it was in fact cancer. She assured me that it was just a small lump, they'd remove it, it was nothing to be concerned about, and it would not be a big deal. So the next morning, I just went to the hospital and was gonna sit and wait until whenever they could fit me in for an MRI. The surgeon went down and put a rush on it, talked to the radiologist, and got the MRI report back by that afternoon. So my husband and I met with her in her office, and she said that the cancer had spread everywhere and that I would need to have a mastectomy. When I found out that I had cancer, and especially even though I had insisted on the biopsy, I honestly never believed that I had cancer. So going from that to complete mastectomy and meeting with plastic surgeons and everything that was gonna have to be done was devastating. And I was a Christian, and I was surrounded by Christians, and everyone was praying for me, but I still just was completely fearful. I was just scared. And my biggest fear was that I was going to die and leave my husband and my son, who at the time was just over 1.5 years, and that he would grow up and not even remember who I was. So Wednesday night we went to church, and we met early with a group of our friends to have them pray over us. During the course of probably the 30 to 45 minutes that everyone was praying for me and laying hands on me, all of a sudden, about halfway through, I just felt as if everything was gonna be fine. The spirit of fear was gone. I just knew that it was okay. And when we finished praying, I told my husband, and my mom was there, and all of my friends, I said, I'm fine. And after the last 1.5 weeks of crying and being in the darkest, deepest pit ever, it was really amazing that I just knew that God was there. And a friend of mine had given me that night at church, she had made me a laminated book of verses that were on strength and healing, and one of the verses was Philippians 4:13, which says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And after being there and having everyone praying over me and hearing all the scriptures, I knew that I could do all things, and that God was with me and was taking care of me. And the next 1.5 days, I was at peace and calm and just able to prepare myself for the surgery. The surgery was 8 hours long. It was excruciating for my family and friends that were waiting, because we were waiting to find out, one, if the doctor was going to be able to remove all the cancer, and two, whether or not it would have spread to my lymph nodes. So praise God, the news came during surgery that my lymph nodes were clear, it had not spread, and the doctor felt at the end of surgery as if she had been able to get all of the cancer out. The thing that I learned the most through all of this is that if God was not with me, it would have been 100 times worse. And all the different prayers and support of family and friends was always there, but once I recognized the fact that God was taking care of me and that through Him I could survive and make it through daily life and the treatments and the doctor visits, that the verse "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me" actually became something that I live on a daily basis.